Approximately 6.8 million years ago, the African landscape transitioned from dense forests to open woodlands and savannas. This environmental shift involved a reduction in forest cover and an increase in grasslands. The change in landscape resulted in the emergence of more open environments. These open woodlands and savannas became the dominant ecosystems in many parts of Africa. Early hominins primarily inhabited forested environments. These pre-bipedal apes were adapted for arboreal life. Strong arms facilitated climbing and movement through the trees. Flexible feet aided in grasping branches and maintaining balance. Arboreal adaptations were crucial for survival in forested habitats. A time-lapse visualization illustrates the environmental transition from forest to woodland. The transition involves the decline of dense forests over an extended period. Simultaneously, grasslands and scattered trees expand during the forest to woodland transition. The time-lapse visually represents the gradual shift in vegetation composition. The reduction of forests led to a greater dispersion of food resources. Early hominins were compelled to travel greater distances to secure sufficient sustenance. Increased travel distances were a direct consequence of diminished and dispersed food availability. The need to cover larger areas to find food impacted the survival strategies of early hominins. Quadrupedal locomotion in apes requires significant energy expenditure. Knuckle walking, a form of quadrupedalism, is less efficient than bipedalism for long-distance travel. The anatomical structure of apes is optimized for arboreal movement rather than terrestrial locomotion. Energy inefficiency in quadrupedal apes is due to increased ground reaction forces and postural instability. The skeletal and muscular adaptations for knuckle walking compromise efficiency on open ground. Long-distance travel using quadrupedal locomotion leads to increased metabolic demands in apes. Bipedalism in early hominins provided increased energy efficiency for long-distance travel. The skeletal structure of early hominins facilitated efficient bipedal locomotion. Bipedalism allowed early hominins to see over tall grasses, improving predator detection and resource location. The transition to bipedalism involved significant changes in pelvic structure. Foot structure evolved to provide stability and efficient propulsion during bipedal walking. The freeing of the hands due to bipedalism enabled the use of tools and carrying of objects. This animation compares the energy expenditure of quadrupedal apes and bipedal hominins. Both the ape and hominin cover the same distance in this comparative analysis. Bipedalism requires less energy than quadrupedal movement for the same distance. The energy efficiency of bipedalism is visually demonstrated through this comparison. Standing upright provides hominins with an elevated vantage point in open woodland environments. Increased height enhances the ability to detect potential predators at a greater distance. An elevated perspective facilitates the identification of food sources that may be otherwise obscured. Visual acuity is significantly improved by adopting an upright posture in woodland habitats. The ability to spot predators and food from afar increases survival rates in hominin populations. Upright posture provides a clear evolutionary advantage for hominins inhabiting open woodlands. Bipedal posture reduces the surface area exposed to direct sunlight. Reduced surface area exposure aids in thermoregulation. Thermoregulation helps prevent overheating in hot climates. The upright posture minimizes direct solar radiation. Bipedalism is an adaptation for efficient thermoregulation. The evolution of hand morphology in early hominins facilitated the ability to carry objects. Freeing the hands allowed early hominins to carry food, tools, and infants. Carrying capacity provided a significant survival advantage for early hominins. The ability to carry resources allowed for more efficient foraging and resource transport. Carrying infants ensured greater protection and care for offspring. The development of hand dexterity and carrying ability were crucial steps in human evolution. Free hands enabled hominins to carry tools, such as digging sticks for foraging. Carrying stones provided hominins with a means of defense against predators. Tool use enhanced hominins' ability to exploit new resources in their environment. The ability to carry tools was a key factor in hominin adaptation and survival. Bipedalism allowed mothers to carry infants more easily, freeing their hands for foraging. The ability to carry infants while foraging increased infant survival rates. Carrying infants facilitated more efficient resource acquisition and exploration. This evolutionary adaptation provided a significant survival advantage for early humans. The hominin pelvis evolved to support upright posture. Efficient bipedal locomotion is facilitated by the structure of the hominin pelvis. The hominin pelvis' unique shape allows for effective weight distribution during movement. Changes in pelvic structure are key adaptations in hominin evolution. The hominin pelvis provides essential structural support for the torso and lower extremities. Spinal curvature adapts to maintain balance during upright walking. The spine's curvature minimizes strain on the back during bipedal movement. Spinal curves act as shock absorbers, protecting the body from impact during walking. The cervical curve lordosis supports the head, while the lumbar curve lordosis supports the upper body. The thoracic curve, kyphosis, provides space for the rib cage and protects vital organs. The human leg evolved to become longer, facilitating increased stride length and efficient locomotion. Arches developed in the human foot to provide shock absorption and efficient propulsion during walking and running. The longitudinal arch acts as a spring, storing and releasing energy during the gait cycle. The transverse arch provides stability and distributes weight across the foot. The arches of the foot work together to enhance balance, reduce stress, and improve overall locomotor efficiency. Comparative anatomy reveals key skeletal differences between apes and hominins. Hominin spinal columns exhibit a distinct curvature adapted for upright posture. Pelvic structure in hominins is shorter and broader, supporting bipedal locomotion. The foramen magnum, the opening for the spinal cord, is positioned further forward in hominins. Hominin leg bones are longer and straighter, optimized for efficient walking and running. Ape feet possess a grasping big toe, while hominin feet have an aligned big toe for efficient weight transfer. Seasonal changes in resource availability impacted hominin adaptation. Hominins adapted for long-distance travel benefited from seasonal resource fluctuations. Long-distance travel allowed access to resources unavailable in localized areas during seasonal shifts. Resource scarcity during seasonal changes favored hominins with efficient locomotion and endurance. Seasonal resource variability drove the evolution of hominin foraging strategies and social structures. Hominins needed to cover larger areas to meet their nutritional needs due to the distribution of food sources. Food sources such as fruits, roots, and tubers were distributed across the landscape. The distribution pattern of food sources influenced hominin foraging behavior. Larger foraging areas were required to obtain sufficient nutrition from dispersed food sources. Bipedalism may have facilitated cooperative hunting and gathering. Cooperative hunting and gathering enhance social cohesion within the group. Enhanced social cohesion leads to more effective resource acquisition. Bipedalism allows for a broader field of vision, aiding in spotting prey and resources. The ability to carry resources while walking upright improves efficiency in gathering. Cooperative strategies and resource acquisition contribute to the survival and prosperity of the social group. Upright posture provided early hominins with improved predator detection capabilities. An upright stance allowed early hominins to carry and utilize weapons for defense. The ability to wield weapons enhanced early hominin defense mechanisms against predators. Improved defense mechanisms increased the survival rate of early hominins in open environments. These adaptations were crucial for early hominin survival in predator-filled environments. Muscle attachments adapted to facilitate bipedal movement. Gluteal muscles underwent significant changes to support upright posture and locomotion. Changes in muscle attachment sites enabled efficient weight distribution and balance during walking. Evolutionary adaptations in muscle attachments optimized bipedalism for efficient energy expenditure. The gait cycle is defined as the time interval between two successive occurrences of initial contact of the same foot. The gait cycle is divided into two main phases: stance phase and swing phase. The stance phase comprises heel strike, foot flat, mid-stance, heel off, and toe off. The swing phase includes initial swing, mid-swing, and terminal swing. Kinematic analysis involves measuring displacement, velocity, and acceleration during the gait cycle. Kinetic analysis assesses forces and moments acting on the joints during the gait cycle. Habitat change exerted significant environmental pressure, influencing evolutionary adaptations. Resource scarcity, particularly food and water, drove competition and the need for efficient locomotion. Bipedalism provided advantages in spotting predators and accessing resources in changing environments. Environmental pressures favored individuals with traits that enhanced survival and reproductive success. These environmental pressures collectively contributed to the evolutionary trajectory of bipedalism. Bipedalism offers energy efficiency compared to quadrupedal locomotion. An upright posture enhances vision, allowing for greater detection of predators and resources. Bipedalism frees the hands for carrying objects, tool use, and manipulation. The ability to carry resources facilitates food, transport, and provisioning. Free hands also enable the development and use of complex tools and technologies. The emergence of bipedalism is a significant milestone in hominin evolution. Hominin evolution encompasses a series of gradual changes over millions of years. Bipedalism offered early hominins advantages in terms of vision and freeing the hands. The timeline visually contextualizes bipedalism within broader hominin development. Fossil evidence provides crucial data for understanding the timing and nature of bipedalism's emergence. Environmental pressures likely played a role in the selection for bipedal locomotion. Fossil discoveries provide key evidence for the evolution of bipedalism in early hominins. Australopithecus afarensis, commonly known as Lucy, is a significant fossil find demonstrating early bipedal adaptations. Lucy's skeletal structure reveals a mosaic of both ape-like and human-like features, indicating a transitional stage in hominin evolution. The Laetoli footprints, fossilized hominin footprints, provide direct evidence of bipedal walking behavior in early hominins. Analysis of fossilized bones and footprints helps scientists reconstruct the posture, gait, and biomechanics of early hominins. The East African Rift Valley is a series of contiguous fault-line valleys caused by tectonic plate separation. Tectonic activity creates geological strata ideal for fossil preservation. Volcanic activity in the Rift Valley provides datable layers for accurate fossil dating. Erosion exposes fossil-bearing sediments, making them accessible for discovery. The Rift Valley's environment favored hominin habitation and subsequent fossilization. Continuous sedimentation ensures the long-term preservation of hominin fossils. Paleo-environmental reconstruction involves determining past environmental conditions using fossil pollen. Geological evidence, such as sediment layers, provides additional context for paleo-environmental analysis. Fossil pollen analysis reveals past vegetation types and climate conditions. The concentration and distribution of pollen types indicate regional environmental characteristics. Combining pollen and geological data allows for a comprehensive reconstruction of ancient environments. Climate models simulate long-term environmental changes to predict future conditions. These simulations analyze the impact of climate change on global vegetation distribution. Habitat suitability for hominin populations is assessed based on simulated climate and vegetation changes. Simulation parameters include atmospheric composition, solar radiation, and ocean currents. Feedback loops within the climate system are modeled to understand complex interactions. Simulation results inform strategies for climate change mitigation and adaptation. Early hominins and other primates competed for essential resources in shared environments. Food sources, such as fruits and vegetation, were a primary point of competition. Access to water sources was crucial for survival and a frequent cause of conflict. Territorial disputes arose as different groups sought to secure resource-rich areas. Competition influenced the evolutionary pressures and adaptations of both hominins and primates. Resource scarcity intensified competition, leading to innovative strategies for survival. Bipedalism facilitated access to previously unreachable food sources. Upright posture allowed for a broader field of vision, aiding in the identification of food. The ability to carry food enabled the exploitation of distant resources. Dietary adaptations, such as changes in dentition, supported the consumption of new food types. A more diverse diet provided essential nutrients, supporting brain development and overall health. These dietary shifts played a crucial role in human evolution and adaptation. Bipedalism may have influenced cognitive development in early hominids. Upright posture freed the hands, potentially enabling tool use and complex manipulation. Tool use and manipulation may have driven the development of larger brains and enhanced problem-solving abilities. Enhanced social interaction and communication could have resulted from increased cognitive capacity. Bipedalism might have facilitated better navigation and exploration of new environments. The interplay between bipedalism and cognitive development is a complex and ongoing area of research. Bipedalism freed the hands, enabling tool use and carrying resources, which fundamentally altered early hominid behavior. Increased tool use and resource transport facilitated cooperative hunting and gathering, fostering stronger social bonds. The ability to carry offspring allowed for more efficient childcare and greater maternal mobility, influencing family structures. Bipedalism enhanced visual surveillance, improving group defense and territorial awareness. These changes collectively drove the evolution of complex social structures characterized by cooperation, communication, and shared resources. Bipedalism facilitates improved visual communication by elevating the head and eyes. Standing upright enhances the ability to perceive and interpret visual signals from a distance. Bipedal posture allows for more effective signaling through gestures and body language. The upright stance increases the visibility of individuals within a group, improving social signaling. Bipedalism supports the development of complex communication systems by freeing the hands for tool use and symbolic expression. Territorial behavior involves the defense of a defined area against intrusion by others. Resource defense is a key driver of territoriality, ensuring access to food, water, and mates. Early hominins exhibited territorial behavior to secure essential resources for survival. Territorial displays can include vocalizations, gestures, and physical confrontations. Successful territorial defense increases the likelihood of reproductive success. Territorial boundaries are often delineated by natural features or landmarks. Early tool use is closely linked to the development of bipedal locomotion in hominids. Bipedalism freed the hands, enabling the manipulation and creation of simple tools. The use of tools provided early hominids with a survival advantage in diverse environments. Early tool use and bipedalism represent key milestones in human evolutionary history. Long-distance migration involves the movement of hominins across significant geographical distances. Dispersal refers to the spreading of early hominin populations into new territories. Migration and dispersal are influenced by environmental factors such as climate change and resource availability. These movements led to the colonization of new regions and adaptation to diverse environments. Simulations help scientists understand the patterns and drivers of early hominin migration and dispersal. Understanding these processes provides insights into human evolution and the peopling of the world. Genetic variation refers to differences in DNA sequences between individuals within a population. Mutations, gene flow, and sexual reproduction are primary sources of genetic variation. Genetic variation enables populations to adapt to changing environmental conditions. Natural selection acts on genetic variation, favoring traits that increase survival and reproduction. Environments with greater selective pressures often lead to increased genetic diversity within a population. Bipedalism involves evolutionary trade-offs, where advantages in one area may lead to disadvantages in another. Upright posture enhances visual surveillance and reduces sun exposure but compromises stability and speed. The shift to bipedalism affects skeletal structure, leading to changes in the pelvis, spine, and feet. Changes in pelvic structure for bipedalism can result in increased difficulty during childbirth. Bipedalism may have contributed to disease resistance in early humans. An upright posture reduces contact with soil, parasites, and contaminated water sources. Reduced exposure to pathogens may have decreased the incidence of certain diseases. This adaptation potentially enhanced survival rates and overall health in early hominids. Predator-prey dynamics describe the ecological relationship where one species, predator, hunts and consumes another prey. This interaction influences population sizes and evolutionary adaptations for both predators and prey. Bipedalism, the ability to walk upright on two legs, offered early hominids an advantage in spotting predators and prey over tall grasses. Upright posture also freed hands for carrying weapons or tools, enhancing hunting and defense capabilities. Increased visual range and tool use contributed to more effective hunting strategies and improved survival rates. These adaptations played a crucial role in the evolutionary success and diversification of early hominids. Environmental catastrophes can significantly alter habitats, impacting species survival. Sudden climate shifts, like prolonged droughts, reduce food and water availability for hominin populations. Resource scarcity drives competition and migration, influencing hominin population distribution. Volcanic eruptions release toxic gases and ash, contaminating air and water sources, leading to health crises. Major geological events, such as earthquakes, can cause habitat fragmentation and isolate hominin groups. Environmental pressures can accelerate evolutionary adaptations or lead to population decline and extinction. Adapting to high altitudes involves physiological changes to maintain oxygen supply. Increased red blood cell production is a key adaptation to lower oxygen availability at altitude. Bipedalism may offer advantages in high-altitude environments by reducing energy expenditure. Upright posture enhances long-distance visibility in open, mountainous landscapes. Efficient thermoregulation is crucial for survival in the variable temperatures of high-altitude regions. Foraging strategies vary depending on environmental conditions and available resources. Bipedal locomotion allows for efficient scanning of the environment for food sources. Standing upright frees the hands for carrying gathered food, increasing foraging efficiency. Different foraging strategies include solitary foraging and group foraging. The development of bipedalism is closely linked to the evolution of foraging behaviors. Bipedalism may have allowed early hominids to carry water over long distances. Freeing the hands enabled the transport of essential resources like water. Upright posture provided a better vantage point for spotting water sources. Increased efficiency in water acquisition could have been a key advantage of bipedalism. Early shelter construction demonstrates a critical advancement in human adaptation and survival. Bipedalism freed hands for carrying materials and constructing shelters, enhancing protection from the elements and predators. Shelters provide thermal regulation, offering protection from extreme temperatures and weather conditions. Constructed shelters offer a secure refuge, reducing vulnerability to predators and providing a safe space for rest and social interaction. Early shelter construction represents a crucial step in the development of human culture and social structures. The adoption of bipedalism may have facilitated early humans' ability to control and utilize fire. Bipedalism freed the hands, enabling the transport of fire and tools. Control of fire provided warmth, protection from predators, and a means for cooking food. Cooked food provided more calories and nutrients, potentially fueling brain development. The combination of bipedalism and fire use may have been a key turning point in human evolution. These factors collectively contributed to the development of complex social structures and technological advancements. Early cooking techniques involved the application of heat to raw foods, altering their physical and chemical properties. Cooking breaks down complex carbohydrates and proteins, making them easier to digest and increasing nutrient availability. The process of cooking can destroy harmful microorganisms present in food, reducing the risk of foodborne illnesses. Early cooking methods such as roasting over an open fire imparted unique flavors and textures to food. Cooking can enhance the palatability of food, making it more appealing and enjoyable to consume. However, certain cooking methods can also lead to nutrient loss if not properly managed. Early clothing development is closely linked to the evolution of bipedalism in humans. Bipedalism reduced sun exposure on the body, necessitating protective coverings. Early clothing provided insulation and protection against environmental elements. The development of clothing enabled humans to migrate to colder climates. Early clothing was primarily made from animal skins and natural fibers. Bipedalism may have freed early hominids' hands, potentially enabling artistic expression. Free hands could have facilitated the creation and manipulation of tools and artistic mediums. Early art could have served as a form of communication, storytelling, or symbolic representation. Artistic expression might have played a role in cognitive development and social cohesion within early human groups. The development of bipedalism and artistic expression may represent a key evolutionary transition. Further research is needed to fully understand the potential link between bipedalism and early artistic endeavors. Bipedalism may have facilitated the development of symbolic thinking in early hominids. Freeing the hands allowed for increased tool use, which in turn promoted cognitive development. Tool use requires planning and abstract thought, essential components of symbolic reasoning. Upright posture expanded the field of vision, enhancing awareness and environmental interpretation. These factors collectively contributed to the emergence of symbolic culture and complex communication. Bipedalism, the ability to walk upright on two legs, may have influenced language development. Upright posture freed the hands for tool use and gestural communication, potentially preceding verbal language. Changes in the vocal tract and respiratory control, driven by bipedalism, facilitated the production of complex sounds. The development of Broca's and Wernicke's areas in the brain, crucial for language, might be linked to the cognitive demands of bipedal locomotion. Bipedalism may have indirectly supported language development through a combination of anatomical, behavioral, and cognitive adaptations. Bipedalism freed the hands, enabling early humans to carry objects and tools. Free hands facilitated the development of tool use and craftsmanship. Tool use promoted collaborative learning and knowledge sharing within groups. The ability to carry resources allowed for the establishment of central gathering places. Central gathering places fostered cultural transmission through shared experiences and storytelling. Bipedalism may have facilitated cooperative breeding by freeing hands for carrying resources. The ability to transport food efficiently could have supported the provisioning of offspring by multiple caregivers. Cooperative breeding involves shared parental care, where individuals other than the parents help raise offspring. This strategy enhances offspring survival rates by distributing the energetic costs of raising young. Bipedalism's role in cooperative breeding may have contributed to the evolution of complex social structures. By enabling efficient resource transport, bipedalism supports the energetic demands of cooperative child rearing. Kin selection is an evolutionary strategy that favors the reproductive success of an organism's relatives, even at a cost to the organism's own survival and reproduction. This occurs because relatives share genes, thus helping a relative survive and reproduce increases the likelihood of passing on one's own genes. Kin selection can explain the evolution of altruistic behaviors in hominins, such as cooperative hunting and childcare. By prioritizing the survival and reproduction of close kin, hominin groups enhance their overall genetic fitness and resilience. Bipedalism may have influenced early hominin group size by altering foraging strategies and resource distribution. The ability to carry resources facilitated provisioning and cooperative behaviors within hominin groups. Increased social interaction and cooperation may have led to more complex social structures in early hominin groups. Larger group sizes and complex social structures could have provided advantages in terms of predator defense and resource acquisition. Bipedalism may have played a role in the evolution of leadership dynamics. An upright posture provides a broader field of view, enhancing environmental awareness. Increased height associated with bipedalism may have conveyed dominance and authority. Freeing the hands allowed for tool use and communication through gestures. Tool use and gestural communication facilitated complex social interactions and coordination. These factors may have contributed to the emergence of hierarchical social structures. Bipedalism may have influenced the evolution of conflict resolution strategies in humans. Standing upright allows for enhanced visual assessment of opponents during conflict. Bipedal posture frees the hands for gesticulation, which can mediate conflict through communication. Upright stance may have facilitated the development of cooperative behaviors to avoid physical confrontation. Cultural evolution involves the transmission and modification of learned behaviors across generations. Bipedalism, as a physical adaptation, can influence the development and complexity of cultural practices. Cultural evolution allows for the accumulation of knowledge and skills, leading to increasingly complex social structures. The interaction between biological evolution and cultural evolution drives human adaptation and societal change. Gene-culture coevolution describes the interaction between genetic and cultural evolutionary processes. Cultural practices can alter selective pressures, influencing the direction of genetic evolution. Genetic predispositions can shape cultural transmission and adoption. This coevolutionary process has played a significant role in hominin development and adaptation. Niche construction refers to the process where organisms modify their own and other organisms' environments. These modifications can alter selection pressures, influencing the evolutionary trajectory of the constructor and other species. In hominin evolution, niche construction includes tool use, fire management, and social structure development. Tool use, for example, allowed hominins to access new food sources and expand into different environments. These constructed niches created feedback loops that shaped hominin anatomy, behavior, and social organization. Hominins altered their environments to enhance survival and resource availability. Modifications included controlled use of fire for warmth, cooking, and protection. Early hominins constructed basic shelters from natural materials for protection from the elements. Land clearing and cultivation allowed for the development of agriculture and stable food supplies. Resource management strategies directly influenced the efficiency of bipedal locomotion. Efficient energy allocation is crucial for maintaining balance and stability during bipedal movement. Optimizing stride length and frequency can significantly reduce energy consumption during walking. Adaptive resource allocation allows for adjustments based on terrain and environmental conditions, improving locomotor performance. Early hominin survival was significantly influenced by sustainable resource management practices. Sustainable practices included controlled hunting, seasonal migration, and the use of renewable resources. Controlled hunting ensured the long-term availability of prey animals, preventing overexploitation. Seasonal migration allowed hominins to follow food sources and avoid resource depletion in specific areas. The utilization of renewable resources, such as plants and wood, minimized long-term environmental impact. Ethical considerations in hominin behavior involve evaluating the moral implications of their actions. Resource use by hominins raises questions about sustainability and fairness to future generations. Ethical frameworks can be applied to analyze hominin decisions regarding cooperation, competition, and conflict. Understanding hominin ethics provides insights into the origins and development of human morality. Hominin activities can lead to significant environmental changes over extended periods. Deforestation, resource depletion, and pollution are examples of long-term environmental consequences. These environmental changes can negatively impact biodiversity and ecosystem stability. Sustainable practices are essential to mitigate the long-term environmental consequences of hominin actions. Feedback loops are processes where the output of a system influences its own subsequent behavior. Positive feedback loops amplify changes, driving a system away from its initial state. Negative feedback loops dampen changes, stabilizing a system around a set point. In hominin evolution, bipedalism and tool use created positive feedback loops that accelerated brain development. Cultural transmission and social learning established feedback loops that facilitated the rapid spread of beneficial adaptations. Hominin societies exhibit complex interactions within their environment. Environmental factors significantly influence the development and structure of hominin societies. Social structures within hominin groups facilitated adaptation and survival in varying ecological niches. Resource availability and distribution played a crucial role in shaping hominin social dynamics and territoriality. The coevolution of hominin societies and their environment resulted in complex feedback loops and long-term ecological impacts. Emergent properties arise from the interactions of individual components within a system. These properties are not predictable by simply examining the parts in isolation. Emergent behaviors in hominins can be observed through social structures and tool use. The study of emergent properties provides insights into the complexity of hominin behavior and evolution. Self-organization plays a crucial role in the structure and dynamics of hominin societies. Self-organization allows for the spontaneous emergence of social structures without centralized control. Complex social behaviors, such as cooperative hunting and resource sharing, arise through self-organized interactions. The collective intelligence and adaptability of hominin societies are enhanced by self-organizing principles. Adaptive capacity refers to the ability of hominins to adjust to changing environmental conditions. Key factors influencing adaptive capacity include technological innovation and social learning. Technological advancements allowed hominins to exploit new resources and expand into diverse habitats. Social learning facilitated the transmission of knowledge and skills across generations, enhancing survival rates. Resilience is the ability to recover quickly from difficulties and adapt to change. For hominins, resilience was crucial for surviving environmental changes and resource scarcity. Key factors contributing to hominin resilience include adaptability, tool innovation, and social cooperation. Resilience ensured the continuation and evolution of hominin populations through challenging periods. Hominin populations exhibit vulnerability to environmental changes. Climate fluctuations significantly impact hominin survival and distribution. Resource availability directly influences hominin population size and health. Technological adaptation can mitigate, but not eliminate, environmental vulnerability. Understanding past vulnerabilities informs strategies for present and future environmental challenges. Simulating future scenarios allows for the exploration of potential impacts on hominin evolution. These simulations can model the effects of environmental changes, technological advancements, and social structures. By modeling these impacts, researchers can gain insights into the adaptability and resilience of hominin species. Understanding these evolutionary trajectories can inform strategies for human adaptation in the face of future challenges. Early hominin bipedalism involved significant skeletal adaptations for upright posture and locomotion. Bipedalism may have evolved due to environmental changes, freeing hands for tool use and carrying objects. Fossil evidence suggests a mosaic pattern of evolution, with different hominin species exhibiting varying degrees of bipedal adaptation. The Laetoli footprints provide direct evidence of early hominin bipedal gait and social behavior. Studying early hominin bipedalism provides insights into human origins and the selective pressures that shaped our species. Challenges in interpreting fossil evidence include incomplete skeletons and taphonomic biases. Please subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so that you will be updated for more videos.